I watched pretty much every single one of Caitlyn's games early on because I am a fan. I do like good basketball. And of course, I wanted to see how she would do. Coming out of college and going into the WNBA, we as WNBA players were having basketball conversations. And everybody just took it to another place where we were attacking them as people.
Sue Bird just exposed the WNBA in the most unexpected way, leaking their secret plan to take down Caitlin Clark from the very start. And no, this wasn't some oops bad calls happen situation. This was a full-blown pre-planned circus. The technical fouls, the racial undertones, the blatant targeting, it wasn't Clark's fate to endure this mess. It was a strategy cooked up by people who couldn't handle her stealing the spotlight.
I just don't. And it actually, we talked about this before, like the fan that went hard at Caitlyn at the Connecticut Sun game in game 1 or 2, I can't remember, where there was an interaction where the fan almost got ejected. It's like, none of this is okay. And we never accept it. We never accept this on the men's side.
Kathy Angel-Burt and her band of refs knew exactly what they were doing, because apparently jealousy and drama are the WNBA's new playbook. Why support a rising star when you can throw her under the bus for a little extra controversy and ticket sales, right? Well, thanks to Sue, the dirty laundry is out, and it's not looking good.
Why is it okay in our league? Why is it, welcome to mainstream sport?
And rest assured, Sue didn't expose the WNBA out of some deep, heartfelt sympathy for Caitlin Clark. Let's not kid ourselves, it was a slip-up. A glorious, unintentional slip-up. But hey, who's complaining? We've got the juicy details we always suspected were bubbling under the surface, and now it all makes sense, especially with Bird's recent not-so-subtle commentary that, let's be honest, has done nothing but throw shade on Caitlin Clark's record. Smashing rookie season, you know, the one where she practically set the league on fire with stats that most players couldn't dream of in their wildest fantasies.
We knew it was coming. This wasn't a surprise. And not just the comments that the commissioner made a few weeks ago, where she basically implied that the racial tension is good for business and invoking Magic and Bird.
But Sue on her podcast decided to wave that off like it was no big deal. She called the league success a collective effort. Sure, Sue, teamwork makes the dream work and all that jazz, but come on, don't act like Clark didn't just single-handedly put the WNBA on the radar for a whole new wave of fans.
Higher television ratings, higher attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it.
Critics were quick to pick up on the vibe. Too, was it just Bird being philosophical, or was she low-key taking a swipe at Clark, because it sure sounded like an attempt to rain on the parade of someone who's been breaking records left and right and stealing the spotlight without breaking a sweat.
It's not good for business. It's never good for business. And sort of sidestep the question about racism and misogyny and hate that the players are receiving online, basically saying, like, don't go on social media, or, it's sort of not real.
And then there's the little whisper floating around that this might not just be some innocent commentary. Is it jealous discomfort? Maybe it's just tough love from a veteran, or maybe it's something a little more personal. After all, Clark's rise hasn't been subtle, it's been meteoric. She's achieved in a year what some players never come close to, in a decade. And let's be real, for someone who's been around as long as Bird, seeing a rookie snatch up all the attention might sting just a little. But here's where it gets really spicy. The bigger question isn't just about Bird's comments, it's about whether the WNBA leadership itself was quietly working to keep Clark from shining too bright. A conspiracy theory, maybe, but let's talk about facts, like the fact that Caitlin Clark, a once-in-a-generation rookie, got her Rookie of the Year award news over a phone call during practice.
Obviously, not every, they're humans, looking at technology, basketball is a little more complex than tennis, for instance, around technology of officiating. So we're looking at a variety of different dimensions.
In Connecticut right before a playoff game, no fanfare, no celebration. Just, oh hey congrats over the phone like. She was being told her dry cleaning was ready. If that doesn't scream we don't want to make a big deal out of you, I don't know what does. And then there's the officiating.
I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the three and then I went and hit the backboard, and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball.
Oh, the officiating. Remember when Clark got a technical foul for lightly hitting the backboard in frustration after missing a shot? The referee actually called it disrespectful to the game. Really? Meanwhile, veterans like Diana Taurasi have done worse and barely got a side eye from the refs.
Carter nearly picks off the pass, and Diana Taurasi, they'll count the bucket.
The double standard is so glaring it might as well have neon lights around it. It's like they had one rule book for Clark and another for everyone else.
Coming out of college and going into the WNBA, we as WNBA players were having basketball conversations, and everybody just took it to another place where we were attacking them as people.
The signs keep piling up, and they paint a picture that's not just troubling, it's infuriating. Was the WNBA trying to keep Clark in check, afraid her rapid rise might overshadow their carefully crafted narrative of collective growth? So that's a decision as baffling as it is self-defeating. Clark's not a threat to the league. She's its biggest asset. She's drawing in new fans, increasing ticket sales, boosting TV ratings, all the things the league desperately needs. But instead of celebrating her, it seems like they're hesitant, almost scared to let her shine too brightly.
And that's, again, where that petty and jealousy live.
The WNBA is on fire, and not in the way you'd hope. Caitlin Clark, the league's biggest rookie sensation, is lighting up arenas, breaking records, and drawing millions of new fans. But behind the scenes, a firestorm of jealousy, race baiting, and sabotage is brewing. And now, legend Sue Bird has stepped into the ring, pulling back the curtain on what looks like a calculated plan to take Clark down before she can rewrite the league's story.
There is one thing I want to reset, that we want to reset, and it's the language being used around fans. Fever fans, Caitlin fans, new fans. That actually has to go. That has to go. I understand why at times it's been used. It's kind of just when you're in an interview and you get asked a question, it's kind of easy to go, oh, the Fever fan base.
Yeah,
what
do you mean by that? That has to go.
Oh, these new fans. It has to go because it's not the Fever fans. It's not Caitlin fans.
It all started with whispers, then dismissive interviews, subtle shade, and now leaked audio and statements reveal a troubling narrative that the league may not want Caitlin Clark to shine too brightly.
And when you have that, you have a lot of attention on you. There's no more apathy. Everybody cares. It is a little that Bird Magic moment, if you recall, from 1979 when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry.
Instead of celebrating two elite athletes, the league chose controversy. Engelbert's attempt to frame Caitlin and Angel as a racialized rivalry backfired hard. Sue Bird didn't hold back. They're turning these women into symbols instead of stars, she said.
One black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another. It's a balance, but certainly from a marketing dollars, but corporate partners are stepping up to endorse these players much more so than they were 5 years ago.
Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe aren't new to the fight for athlete rights. But this time, they're turning their focus on their own league, accusing WNBA brass of prioritizing controversy over protection. Bird's words hit hard. They're failing us.
From the WNBA's perspective, the WNBA and the league office and Kathy's role specifically is basically to protect and shepherd the league, both from a business perspective, from a player welfare perspective, from a health and safety perspective, and from a growth and investment perspective. And this is where I feel like she's failed.
Under Engelbert, the league claims to be progressive. But when players face racial abuse, harassment, and hate, the commissioner's advice: stay off social media. That's not leadership. That's negligence.
I did not come out of college with the same level of popularity, scrutiny, all of it. Nobody has. Caitlin is one of one. There's zero doubt about that.